Watcha, folks. How are we doing? Welcome to Cats and Conspiracies. You can call me Cats if you want. I quite like that. This is a channel where it's just me ranting about the state of modern cinema, modern movies, modern art, modern life, everything really, and trying to dig out a few hidden gems for you. Some classic films that you may know and some you might not know, and also some you probably have no idea. Exist at all because they're so obscure and they're so hidden and they're so out there that there's only weirdos like me that dig through all these films and discover them. So that's what I'll be talking about today. Where is it? There she is. That's what I'll be talking about today. Possibly not a hidden gem. I'd say this is quite fairly well known, but you may not know about it. But before I talk to you about that, man, what is going on? Like, seriously, the state of modern cinema is, I'd like to say it's killing me, but I'm kind of so black pilled now. It doesn't hurt me anymore. I mean, I'd be lying. It does a little bit, not as much as it used to, because I've let go of all hope of us ever getting movies like that. Everything, nothing. Everything has a shelf life. Everything has a time limit on it. No good thing lasts forever, and maybe Hollywood has had its time and it's not coming back. Another form of art perhaps will enter that void that has been left. All of the great actors, they've all gone either mental, signed up with the World Economic Forum, and now they're all telling us how awful and evil we are for so much as eating half a steak or driving our car 3 minutes down the road, despite the fact they have spent their entire lives consuming more than you or I ever will in 1,000 years, flying all around the world, doing everything they're telling us not to do. Now, some people may say, if they were conspiratorial like myself, that perhaps the reason these people are in these positions of insane power and working in the movies is because they sold their soul many, many years ago. And what I believe they seem to forget is that at some point, the devil's going to come calling. He's coming back. He's going to claim what's his. And now these people are owned and they have to do what they are told to do. And I find it very hard to believe that they actually believe a lot of the stuff that they are saying. And these demons have got their claws very, very deeply into them. And that's why they can get them up on stage and they start preaching about things that if you were an actor, you would think to yourself, guys, if I get up on stage and start saying things, for example, about Trump or something, I'm probably going to alienate over half of my fan base. You still want me to do that? So I don't think half the time they even think it. I don't think they have a choice. I think they have to do it. Or these demons will claim them even more. Now, speaking of demons, I'm just going to chuck this one out there. This has to be one of the most craziest little conspiracies I heard the other day, and I love this one. Debating the possibility of whether demons are real. I don't think there's any debate. I believe there is, if there is good, there has to be evil. One can't exist without the other. And demons have been talked about in all societies throughout history. Now, there is a theory going around that these demons walk among us, but we can't actually see them. They're somehow masked and they just look like normal people, much like in the film They Live. However, this is going to come at a slightly different angle here. A news article went out a while back, and I remember reading this and I didn't think too much about it. There was a news article that said, if you have there is some kind of brain mental condition that you have, which makes people's faces appear to be demonic. And I thought to myself, God, that is terrifying. And the faces really freaked me out for some reason. I didn't think too much about it. I thought, God, that's really, like, if that's how people see faces, that is bloody terrifying. Here's where the conspiracy comes in. Apparently, there is an eclipse coming, a full eclipse. I think it's in April or something. I'm not exactly sure. The full eclipse coming, and the theories suggest that when this eclipse happens, the demons will not be able to mask their faces. So you will be able to see them as they truly exist. Perhaps very temporary, I don't know. So the conspiracy is, have they been floating this theory of this medical condition that says some people will see these scary faces so that when it does happen, when this eclipse happens and they are revealed and people see them, they go, no, 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 this is just a mental condition which can affect people, and you think you're seeing something else. I wouldn't rule it out. I literally rule nothing out these days. Nothing would surprise me at all. I just enjoyed that one. I thought that was pretty crazy. So what else has been going on? Like, what else has been going on? There's just a slew of slop. A slew of slop. Let's make that up. A slew of slop coming from the main players, Hollywood and Netflix, and that. We've had Superman. I don't go and watch these films, and my girlfriend's always saying to me, she's like, "Oh, you should be like a movie reviewer." I say I can't really, because if I did that, I'd have to go and watch these films, and I can't bring myself to do it. So that's why I like to talk about these hidden gems. So we've had Superman. Oh my god, it's just looks terrible. I know some people are going, yeah, no, it was all right, but no, not for me. I feel like the bar has been set so ridiculously low now, like so low, that mediocrity is celebrated. And if that makes me sound like a snob, well, it's because I am a snob, so that's fine. So yeah, I saw some of the clips from Superman, and I just thought, no, I'm not digging this at all. And then I saw one clip where it looked like he was on a football ground or something, or whatever. And it looked to me, the entire shot just looked like a computer game, like an Xbox game or something. And like, this is not, to me, this isn't art. Okay, it's a form of art. It is a form, but to me, it's not. It is not the creative art that I want to see in my films. What else has been going on? Fantastic Four. Does anyone care? Apparently, according to the Drinker and a few other people, they said it's all right, but I'm just not interested in it. I have many fatigues right now, and superhero Marvel fatigue is definitely one of them. Even though I stopped watching those films a hell of a long time ago, I can't remember the last one I showed some interest in a long time ago. Possibly was Iron Man, maybe a long time ago. I know I definitely saw that at the cinema, but that's got to be going back a good few years. Incidentally, I haven't been to cinema for 10 years, but I rounded it off well. Last film I saw at the cinema was Interstellar. If you're going to finish, what a way to finish. But I can't bring myself to go back to the cinema. The films, the movie experience, that's a discussion for another day. But no, I can't bring myself to go into cinemas to watch these films. So yeah, Fantastic Four, which is apparently all right, but I know I would hate it. Funny enough, I even got a text from one of my mates, and he went, just had to take the kids to see Fantastic Four, and he just went, you would hate it. That's all he wrote on it. What else? Now, interesting. One of my mates, he is an Adam Sandler mega fan. He loves it, believes the guy can do no wrong. And when I bring up Jack and Jill, he just says, no, never happened. We have a bit of fun over it. I haven't got a problem with Adam Sandler. I've liked a lot of Adam Sandler films. Certainly, Wedding Singer. I did enjoy Wedding Singer. Thought it was very good. I never actually watched Happy Gilmore. Never watched it. Did not grab me for some reason. I know it's got a big fan base. I do struggle personally with a bit of Adam Sandler. Like I say, I don't dislike him. I just struggle a bit with his humour and that strange way he has of talking. I find it a bit weird. But my mate's like, yeah, Happy Gilmore 2's coming out. And I said to him, have you learned nothing? Do you not know what they're doing with all these awful, horrendous legacy sequels, which are killing me? They are absolutely killing me. There is no need for these films. There is no artistic creation behind any of them. I don't even believe they're being made for profit. I don't believe that. I personally, Cats Conspiracies, believe these films are being made to destroy. They're being made to destroy every single thing we love. Because every time one of these so-called legacy sequels come out, which I don't take any of them as canon, none of them don't exist to me. Aliens stopped at Aliens. Ripley, Newt, Hicks, and Bishop flew off into the sunset, the moonset. That was it. That's where it ended. Nothing happened after that. Predator ended with Predator 2. Terminator ended with Terminator 2. Nothing happened after these things. Okay, they don't exist to me. They're not canon. But it seems to me the purpose of these legacy sequels is to destroy everything we loved. And if you know anything about Marxism, that's what they want to do. As Tolkien said, evil cannot create, it only knows how to destroy. And I believe that's what we're going through at the minute. The demons, everything is about destruction. Destroy everything you loved. tell everyone that it was wrong, it was bad. And I said to him, I said, I guarantee you, when Happy Gilmore 2 comes out, they will find a way to hurt you. They'll find a way to destroy it. Now, I'm hearing the reviews coming in, and from what I gather, is they are killing his wife in the opening scene. Now, I know there was apparently some running joke in the first one where he kills someone in the opening scene, so it's very similar. But is this how we want to see the people we loved and the characters that we love? We want to see them being killed off. This is insanity. Like, no one wants this. One of the so judge me all you want. I'm a big fan of Bridesmaids. I think it's a great film. It's not a girls' film, all right? I know women can appreciate it on the surface level. There is a deeper level to Bridesmaids that the men will understand and will appreciate if you go and watch that film. Does she want the nice guy, the cop, who's there? He's safe. He likes her. He's into her. She doesn't want him. She wants the bad guy who chucks her out of bed in the morning. There's a lot more to it than that, but Bridesmaids is an incredibly red-pilling film. Go and see it. I love it. But me and my girlfriend, we both love it, probably for different reasons, but we both love the humour. We both really enjoy it, even though it's got what's her face in it, Megan. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. Falls over. That's all she does. She's all right in it. She's tolerable. Melissa McCarthy. She's actually tolerable in Bridesmaids. She's not overpowering. I think her role is a bit smaller. She's actually quite a stoic character. I quite like that about her. But me and my girlfriend, yeah, big fans of Bridesmaids. And she's like, oh man, do you think they'd ever make a Bridesmaids 2? And I said, no. I said, well, maybe. I said, but if they did, they would destroy it. All those things you loved, her and the cop, they would destroy it. They will not have them together. They'll have him died off screen. Just like Bridget Jones, got to kill off Mark Darcy, off screen, all these things. They took Bridget Jones, the character that everybody loved. We all loved her. You know, she was this bumbling character in her 30s, trying to find boyfriends, trying to get through life as, we all were. And she gets the guy and it's all happy and everything's great. So what do? We kill these people off screen, we bring them back, and we go to having Bridget Jones running around after 20-year-old men as a single mum with 2 kids. Who wanted to see that? Who wanted to see Bridget Jones like that? Nobody. But again, this is the purpose of it all, to destroy everything you loved. And from what I'm hearing about Happy Gilmore 2, it's the same thing. They're killing everything off, destroying everything that you loved. Apologies for the thing. I've got a little bit of hay fever today, guys. A little bit of hay fever. God knows why it's raining outside. But yeah, I haven't seen my mate. I've resisted texting him. I keep wanting to say to him that I will be opening a Happy Gilmore 2 therapy session for when I see him again. But I think he might be in denial. He might be going through the stages of grief at the minute. And I think he's probably strongly in denial, as I haven't heard from him. So I'm a little bit worried about him. Anyway, there's my ramble. These legacy sequels, if we can even call them sequels, I don't. I think this is just a bad spot in movie art film history that I hope will be consigned to the bargain bin where all these films should have gone. Remember those films when you used to get, like, I think some examples, you'd get like The Lion King 2 straight to DVD. You never hear from it again. The Little Mermaid 2. All those sorts of things. And there would be like none of the cast in a completely separate story. They weren't canon. They were in the bin. Kids might watch them and forget them, but they rarely meant anything. These films aren't even that good, all right? They're worse than that, because at least those films, those sort of unofficial sequels, at least they were trying to keep the magic and the dream alive. These sequels, they just want to destroy. That's all it is. So let me stop rambling about that. And let me talk about The Ritual, okay? If you haven't seen this, I suspect a few of you haven't, because it kind of came and went, and I sort of stumbled upon it by accident quite some time ago. I think it was like free on Prime. I don't know where it's streaming at the minute, but get a copy of it. I actually wouldn't mind a copy of this. It's one of the rare ones I don't have a copy of it. And I can see why this film probably wasn't mega successful, because the normies will hate this. They won't enjoy it. There's not much flashy lights in it. It's very deep. It's not just a monster movie, despite what you may have seen in the thumbnail I put up to this. Yeah, there is some amazing creature design, incredibly inventive. And I believe this is like a Norse mythology of this creature, which is just insane. But The people in this film, this isn't one of those horrors where it's, everybody's kick ass and no one's scared. These guys are terrified in this film. Okay. And there's a backstory to each of these. They're four friends. They're kind of bonded over the fact that this isn't giving a spoiler away because you see this in the opening scene. One of their friends was, uh, he was killed in a botched robbery, and the other guy was kind of there, and you can't blame him. The guy was terrified. He'd never come across a situation like this. There were some bad guys there with crowbars, smacked this guy around the head, killed him. Obviously, he blames himself, and they go on this like trek to kind of remember this guy, and you can tell there's a shared sense of guilt amongst them, blame. There's a lot of negative emotions running through these guys. So anyway, so they go off on this trek, and due to an injury, a twisted ankle, they find themselves doing what you should never do in a horror movie, and that is taking a shortcut through the woodland. Never do it. The setting of this film is epic. Okay, it is the darkest, bleakest woodland they could have found. It looks beautiful, haunting, terrifying, and these guys are trying to make their way through the woods. They've got the guy with the bad ankle. There's tensions are brewing as they're not sure where they're going. The themes of guilt are coming up because they're talking about their dead friend, their missing friend, and it doesn't take long before they're like, this was your fault. You weren't, you were a pussy. You didn't step in and save him. So tensions flare up and a lot of things happen. All the while this is going on, they're being hunted by something. Something is lurking in the woodland. You really don't get a very good look at this thing, and it's blink and you'll miss it. Little hands around the corner of trees, shadows moving in the darkness, scaring the living daylight out of these guys. They're finding symbols etched into the trees, strange sounds at night. There's all sorts going on. There's some awesome, what's the right word I'm looking for? Like deity things that have been created that they find in this hut. They go upstairs and they find it's like a straw creature holding antlers. Like these things they're finding are absolutely terrifying. It's causing them to have hallucinations, to forget what's going on, and they eventually manage to find their way through the woods. And I'll sort of stop rambling now because I'm getting into spoiler territory, but there's a scene in this where one of the guys goes into this room and he sort of climbs up these stairs, and what he finds upstairs, I've got to say, is probably, and I could almost go definitive on this and say this is a unique storyline, look, a unique arc that I've seen in a film. I don't think I've seen this particular idea being used anywhere else. And when I saw it, I was like, man, that is terrifying, but cool. Really, really freaky what this guy finds upstairs in this hut. So if you're looking for something, like if you are looking for a creepy film, the only thing I would say is because the end of this film is a little bit more about, it's a bit more deeper than just your surface horror film. So don't expect some kind of like there's a monster and we're all going to kill it kind of film. It's not like that. It's deeper than that. So I found the ending just slightly as unsatisfying as I wanted it to be. I wanted a little bit more. But everything else I loved. I loved everything else in it. It's a very, very unique, unusual film that you need to check out. The acting from these guys is spot on. Like scary, believable. There is no bravado. There is no thinking, stupid, smart, funny one-liners. These guys are scared. These guys are terrified, and you believe it. And you would be if you're in this situation as well. So if you demand more from your films, if you appreciate good art, go and check out The Ritual. I think you will enjoy it. And I can safely say it's going to be a billion times better than Happy Gilmore 2 or anything that is in the cinemas at the minute. And if you do have to pay for this film, I haven't checked it out if it's streaming or anything. If you have to pay £5, $5, £5, it's worth it. That's worth £5 of your money any day. Compare it to the, God knows what I'm hearing from trips to the cinema these days, people that take family of four, they're spending like $80, $100 to go and see some god awful film, to fill their faces with sweets and popcorn, or candy, should I say, to simulate the excitement that the films used to once create, which they don't anymore now, because as they continually tell us, oh, just switch your brain off. That really kills me. It kills me, that does. Maybe I should have called the channel, don't switch your brain, switch your brain on. How can you possibly have an art form that you're telling your audience to switch your brain off? Can you imagine that? Sistine Chapel or the Mona Lisa, some of Da Vinci's work going, yeah, look at it, switch your brain off. Like, this is insane. This is just, I feel like they're really, really insulting us now. I don't want to be switching my brain off. I want my brain stimulated. I want to be thinking. I want to be coming away from it being like, what just happened? How deep is this? How much can we talk about this? Not what's happening now, which is, it's like McDonald's, not dissing McDonald's, but no one loves McDonald's and thinks it's amazing. Nobody hates McDonald's and thinks it's awful. It's just, nah, it's all right. Everybody thinks it's all right. You consume it, you forget about it, and you're hungry an hour later. And that's what these modern films are like to me. Yeah, I know, I'm ranting, all right? But I feel like these films, they consume, and you instantly forget it the minute you've left the cinema. You're not thinking about it. And all these films are interested in doing is setting up the next product to consume. Anyway, that's it. I'm not ranting anymore. I've had enough. I've had enough ranting. No, I'm kidding. I'm just starting. So anyway, guys, there you go. Cats and conspiracies. Call me cats. And yeah, go and enjoy the ritual. If you enjoy it, stick a comment down below. And yeah, give this video a like. Hit subscribe. All that jazz. Stick a comment down there. Even if you're saying, Paul, Mr. Katz, you're a moaning old git, and you got to stop ranting and get a life. I'll still appreciate it. And yeah, the ritual. Enjoy it. See you next time, guys.